We welcome you all to the 2024 Candidate Forum. I am Sampak Veeraraghavan, the 2023 HKN President and the 2024 NNA Chair. I'll be moderating today's Candidate Forum. I'm very excited in welcoming you all to this great forum. We have a great set of passionate HKN leaders who are going to share their vision and position statement for the upcoming election. So a few ground rules before we get started. I request all the audience who are joining to keep your microphone muted. So the session will be structured in a way that, we'll have a quick introduction about the forum, and then we'll be like introducing each of the candidate, and they will have a couple of minutes to share their, pitching statement. Once that is done, we'll have a quick Q&A for about a minute, specific to that role, in which all the, potential candidates will be sharing their thoughts. Then we'll be move on to the next, role. And again, for all chapters and members out there, this particular session is going to be recorded, and the recordings will be available in our HKN website. And also, we'll be sending out an email with a link to this recording session. Amy, if you could move on to the next slide. So few important information about the election here. Next slide, Amy. So the election is going to be open up from October 1st to November 1st, and all active chapters, you get to record one vote per chapter, and all active chapters will be getting an email from HKN, possibly around October 1st. And the ballots will be sent to the chapter faculty advisor and president. Usually we send it to them. What we encourage them is we want each chapters to set up a meeting along with the officers and the faculty, discuss the position statement, and select your preferred candidate and cast your vote. Plus make sure the deadline is 1st November, so you kind of plan your discussion and voting before it. And again, as you see, 2 emails will be gone, one to the president and to the faculty advisor. So whoever is going to record the vote first, that is what we will count. So that is why we encourage as a team, please work together as a team so that you work with your faculty and your officers to discuss and record one vote per chapter. So with that note, the 2024 HKN Board of Governors election will include elections for the following positions: President-elect, Region 3 to 4 Governor, Governor at Large, and 2 student governors. So we have about 10 candidates totally today. So you will be hearing from them today. And also please remember, specifically for the Region 3 to 4 Governor, only chapters located in Region 3 or 4 are eligible to vote. While for the other remaining positions, all eligible active HKN chapters will be allowed to vote. So that's a quick introduction about our election process and the candidate. So with that said, first I'm going to welcome the first segment where we'll be inviting the president-elect candidate. Let me go on to the next slide. We have 2 amazing HKN long-standing volunteer leaders who are running this time for the 2025 president-elect role. First, I would like to welcome Dr. Julia, who will be giving a quick introduction about herself and providing her, vision for her candidature. Over to you, Dr. Julia.
Thank you very much for the introduction, and it's my pleasure to be here and honored to be considered for the candidate for president-elect position. This is really a great opportunity for me to work with all of you, with the students and the volunteers and professionals and staff. Most importantly, really move forward with what HKN has for our young students and profession. I'm a university professor at University of South Alabama, and I was a department chair for the 7.5 years before that, and before that I was with Auburn University again in Alabama for 24 plus years. I have a really long volunteer services to IEEE and other organizations, and only IEEE activities are listed here. The important thing that I see today is for our next generation engineers and computing professionals is to provide them value for their efforts in studying in these fields, and also help them to move forward and be excel and be successful in their professional careers. It's important to remember what HKN stands for. It is the attitude, character, and scholarship. And scholarship is what we do in academia. We teach them to be successful. We teach them to be good engineers. We teach them to look at the future and consider the society. But of course, along with that, we teach our students to be future leaders of their profession. And that's so important simply because as engineers, we are the technology developers, and we are the people that move the technology and new technologies to the society, and we have to work with the society. That brings the attitude. We have to have the willingness, and we have to have the vision that our efforts and our processes and our designs are compliant with what society is expecting from us. And at the end, as an education professional, I am strive for the students to be successful in their careers right now as students, and in the future as engineers and leaders of the society and community. And again, I'm very honored to be here, and I'm very honored to be considered for this position. And if I am elected, my vision will be to continue building upon the success of HKN in the past, and bring HKN to next level of visibility and global organization, and bring in more people to the organization and help them to succeed.
Thank you, Dr. Alia. Right on time. Appreciate your introduction and quick pitch in. Now, with that, I would like to introduce our next candidate. Hami, can you just move on to the next slide? Dr. James Jeffrey, I welcome you, sir. Is again a long-standing volunteer. So I welcome Dr. James to introduce and give us elevator pitch for the President-Direct role. Welcome to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Sam. IEEE-HKN is a unique organization with a long history, currently spanning 120 years. It's designated as an honor society for sure, but it also celebrates the connection between initial scholarship and the world of a profession by recognizing both achievement and the elements of character, attitude, and leadership, the latter terms being those most emphasized by the founders. IEEE's lifetime recognition provides a special opportunity to deliver services and experiences to members in a worldwide community. Chapter Vitality, to me, is a cornerstone to introduce students to these ideals through a combination of local service activities, public visibility, and networking connections. Chapters present thousands of leadership opportunities to a group already identified as potential future leaders. Supporting efficient chapter operations and the strength with HKN resources will be my high priority. It's important to continue to grow the voice of IEEE-HKN, often known for who we are, but to be enriched and remembered for what we do. Increased visibility also adds value to the words, member of HKN. And I know the positive feeling that I felt in putting that on my own resume. It's important to develop a strategy for the full community of IEEE-HKN, including student, professional, and many alumni members. Each has a unique touch point and connection need, including service project participation, career support transitions, mentoring needs, or alumni reconnections. High-quality virtual and physical conferences that connect members to the profession and the understanding of technology in a context of history and ethics will also be a priority. Eta Kappa Nu volunteer committee members provide this, and they also support awards, scholarships, finances, chapter tracking, alumni, professional, and eminent members, as well as publishing the acclaimed Bridge magazine. As your president, I will focus on growing the visibility, engagement, and the voice of IEEE Eta Kappa Nu. Focus on assuring resource commitment to overall chapter health, on delivering conferences that matter to you, and on connecting the Eta Kappa Nu community to career and mentor activities. I will also work to expand connection to broader IEEE resources in education, all with the overriding goal of making Eta Kappa Nu a premier honor society by expanding value to members and the profession within the society that's been historically important to me. I look forward to serving you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Jim. Thank you for that introduction and the pitch in. Now, what we'll do is we'll take a quick Q&A for the president-elect candidate. So I'm going to post one question. I'm going to give a minute for each of the candidates to share their thought. So first, I'll start with Dr. Philia, and the question is, as a president-elect candidate, what are your top priorities to serve HKN? And I would love to hear your thought about how important and relevant is HKN for the global growth of IEEE. So I expect a minute of your response. So take care. I mean, if you want, I can repeat the question.
Sure. We all know HKN has a long history of success. It has been an honor society and is not just membership, but also being invited into and inducted into the organization. It's unlike other honor societies. It has really deep roots in values, and those values are very important. Even though it has been local to North America, maybe just in America, United States, but I think it is important to bring these values to global stage, simply because there is so much in common with our society here in the United States and other countries. And those commonalities are important that we build upon the HKN's success, HKN's values, HKN's visibility, and bring those values to other communities and other societies. That is really important to expand and engage in global stage and bring in all that are in need of serving the community and serving the society. That would be my goal, to help not just the chapters, existing chapters, and keeping them in resilience, but also bring in additional chapters and help students and future generation of engineers and bring them to the community. And that is really the most important thing that we really have to focus on: globalization and international engagement.
Thank you, Dr. Elia. I appreciate your response. I'm going to go with Dr. Jim Dafshir again. Again, to repeat, what are your top priorities as a president-elect to serve HKN, and how important and relevant is HKN for the global growth of IEEE? Over to you, sir.
Thanks, Sam. So I outlined some priorities in my opening remarks, and they would continue to be the priorities. But I think in a general sense, it's about IEEE-HKN achieving the mission that's outlined in the strategic plan. And that goes across the entire spectrum of reaching out, recruiting, inducting, and supporting the best members to become part of the honor society. A second part of that is chapter vitality, that those students are introduced to both the profession, leadership opportunities, as well as the importance of service. And then ensuring that we have a very strong financial base as we keep the organization going so that we can deliver on the mission. HKN will always be recognized within IEEE as a premier group of people. That can be a tap for leadership. We can use that position to get greater engagement with IEEE and bring more value into members. And finally, building a full-time community across the entire spectrum of our members, 200,000 worldwide. Not everyone wants to be immediately engaged, but we need to give them the opportunities and the connections that are necessary. So in the bottom line, HKN would become a new avenue, an expanded avenue for those students and members that are already part of IEEE to get additional services, get additional information, to get additional connections, and to continue to grow value.
Thank you, Dr. Jim. So I'd like to again thank Dr. Julia, Dr. Jim for joining and presenting the pitching today. Now we will move on to the next category. Amy, can you move on to the next slide? So next we are going to introduce Governor for Region 3 and 4. First, I will invite Dr. Sumit Chakravarti to give a quick introduction and to keep his pitch in within 3 minutes. Dr. Sumit, welcome to you and over to you. Sumit, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you again for allowing me to present myself, and it's an honor to be here amongst these esteemed persons over here. So my name is Dr. Sumit Chakravarti. I am an associate professor of electrical engineering at Kennesaw State University, which is located in Georgia, close to Atlanta. I have worked for over 15 years in academic positions as well as in industry, with primarily last 10 years of my work at Kennesaw State University working with undergraduate and graduate students in different spectrum of activities, including my research, which focuses on signal processing, machine learning, communications, as well as with undergraduate education and mentorship. So my professional membership and activities that I have done include being secretary for IEEE ComSoc, Atlanta chapter, Robotic Automation Society, again Atlanta chapter. I've also been the track chair for multiple conferences, including Hornet 2022, Southeast Con 2024, and ICC 2024. I'm also working with the group for the RadarCon 2025, which is going to be held in Atlanta. I'm working as a technical and publicity chair in that aspect. I've also kind of worked as guest speakers for various ComSoc events, including school series and other presentations at different universities, including Texas State and other places as well. My primary role, which I'm kind of most proud about, is my current role as Eta Kappa Nu advisor for our Kennesaw State chapter, Nu Epsilon. I believe this has shown me a lot of insight into how the Eta Kappa Nu functions at the very basic level, thanks to support and efforts from people like Nancy and Ryan Bales, who have kind of mentored and guided me in these aspects. So Eta Kappa Nu, I have seen also over here at my university itself that there's a lot of enormous interest among the students. So we recently had people, students come up and join the have requested to join the society. But what I've seen is that how to continue this interest, how to maintain this interest, how do we kind of make sure that the students have enough time management to and the workload management to interact with alumni from Eta Kappa Nu and industry. How do they benefit from aspects like bringing their scholarship and skills into helping serving the society, right? From that perspective, my aim would be to liaison with different chapters so that they make the communication between the chapters more transparent, more smooth, liaison with the universities so that the universities understand and appreciate the value of these high scholarly students, as well as their aim for servicing, providing service to area around, as well as interacting with alumni and industry. I hope I'm not taking too much of your time.
Yes, Sumit, I think we are right on spot. So I will probably can add on this one. This is great. Thank you so much. Thank you again. I appreciate your wonderful pitching and introduction. So we'll come back to again with the Q&A, and Sumit, I will be asking a question for a minute. So we'll cover the rest there. Quickly, we'll go on to the next candidate here. I would like to introduce Melody Richardson. Again, a long-standing volunteer. Melody, over to you. So go ahead with your introduction and pitch in. Again, 3 minutes. Right on spot starts now. Go for it, Melody.
All right. Thank you, Sam. I'm Melody Richardson. I'm with IEEE Atlanta and Move Community Outreach, and I'm a volunteer. So I want to say first that it is an honor to be nominated for the position of Governor for Regions 3 and 4. My passion for supporting students at every age of their educational journey fuels my commitment to this role. From inspiring elementary school students through a family STEM night series to linking high school robotics teams with mentors or offering lunch and learns for university students, I am dedicated to student success at every step of their educational journey. As an Eta Kappa Nu governor, I will champion our core values of scholarship, character, and attitude through 3 key initiatives. First, collaborative innovation. I will foster the collaboration between students, industry, and IEEE societies by organizing joint events focused on skill mastery and professional development. I will connect the students with industry professionals, Eta Kappa Nu alumni, and IEEE members, building a collaborative network. Second, I will empower the students by offering hands-on experiences and essential skills trainings for success. This includes organizing workshops for emerging technologies and providing sessions on resume writing and interview techniques. And third, I'll inspire the next generation through service. I will foster that culture of service by organizing outreach events and providing opportunities that will inspire the next generation of students to pursue engineering and technology and shape the future of innovation. As you can see, I'm excited about the opportunity to serve as governor of Regions 3 and 4, so I can support those students' educational journeys and contribute to their success. I thank you for your consideration, and I look forward to the privilege of serving our community.
Thank you, Melody. So now I think I will bring Smith and Melody back to the forum. We'll have a quick 1-minute question posing both of that. To you, Dr. Smith, so what are your plans to support increased HKN chapter activities in Region 3 to 4 if you get elected? What are your thoughts? Please keep your response within a minute.
Thank you, Sam. As I mentioned in the initial initial talk, I find that the students that we are kind of dealing with in a chapter, they are taking courses, they are taking, they have very much interest to serve, but they have courses, they have other engagements that they need to do. So how can we help them, do time management? How can we help them to interact with this and service, but with keeping their constraints, right? So I think alumni have already done that. So bringing and engaging often with alumni would be one of my priorities. Another one would be also learn from other student chapters, so they can learn from each other. So both cross learning as well as hierarchical learning would be really great. And another thing I want to do is reach out to the university and talk to them and see how can the universities contribute to value adding for these IEEE HKN kind of activities, and how can they kind of give them more prominent roles, so that students are see the value and see all the opportunities they can use this role to revitalize their chapter, promote the best practices, learning from other chapters, service the region around them.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. Now,
sorry for going beyond the time.
Don't worry. I just want to make sure that we cover it. But thank you again. Your response is recorded, and thank you. I appreciate it. Melody, I want to come back to you. I want to put the same question to you. What are your plans to support increased HKN chapter activities, specifically if you are elected as the Region 3 to 4 governor? Over to you, Melody.
I think it's important to kind of take a poll of each of those organizations and say, what do you need? How can I support you? What is important to you? So a lot of the conversations that I've had with students is I ask them, what is your opinion? What's on your mind? And then I go forth and find the resources or the IEEE partners or the HKN alumni that can fill those particular needs. And so I think it's important for us to leverage our existing partnerships and our existing folk that have knowledge with the needs that are at each HKN chapter.
Okay, thank you so much, Melody. Again, I would like to thank both Smith and Melody for joining the forum today. Again, as I said, the candidate forum is recorded. You can see the recordings available on the website. The chapters out there. Now we will move on to the next role here. Amy, move on to the next one. So we have two candidates here, and we have with us here Dr. Kathy Hayashi. Dr. Kathy Hayashi, I welcome you. Again, over to you for your quick introduction and for your pitching. Your 3 minutes starts now.
Thank you so much. And again, I am so honored to be here in front of you all and to be considered for this position as governor at large. So first, I just wanted to tell you just a little bit about myself. And as you can see from the slide on the screen, I have been in the semiconductor industry my entire career. I have worked on all sorts of technology that have made computer chips, mobile chips, all sorts of different types of semiconductor and technical devices. And I've also had the opportunity to work for very large companies, medium companies, and I was also involved in a startup as well. So I'm hoping that a lot of this background that I have in industry and technology will help me as I work to support all of the wonderful HKA members. And in addition, and I'm not sure this is on the slide, but I've been teaching computer science at community college for over 14 years. And I think that some of the things that I am most proud of is when I am working with the students, and they inspire me as much as, you know, I hope that they learn from me, but they inspire me to no end. But this is not just about me and my accomplishments. What I'm hoping is that I have enough that I can give you and help you see some of the things that as you're working in the technology field, that I hope that we can work to engage you, to support you, and perhaps even inspire you on your journey towards technology. And anyone that talked to me understands, and maybe you'll see that I have a passion for those that work in technology and working on things that have never been done before, and the innovation and the impact that you will make. And so anything that I could do for this very, very special group of students, because HKN is grounded in a strong base of ideals and those scholarship, the character, and attitude. This is above and beyond just the technology part. And putting that combination together, that's where you're going to have the innovation. That's where you are going to make impacts in the technology field. And so I'm very excited to be able to contribute this and if I'm considered for the position in ways that I can work with you to make sure that we can make connections with industry if that's your goal, working with global organizations, working to expand it as much as we can, and contributing to building an even stronger, more connected, globally engaged IEEE HKN community to help empower the next generation of leaders in technology. Thank you again so much for your consideration.
Thank you, Dr. Kathy. Right on time. Appreciate your introduction. Now we'll quickly move on to the next candidate. So Amy, I want your help to bringing the slide, also the video. So we have Deepak Mathur, who is unable to join today, but we have a recorded message from him. So we'll quickly play it. Then we'll go back again, open a Q&A with Dr. Kathy, So again, it's a quick introduction about him. So he has a statement here. We'll play it right away. Okay.
Hello, everyone. I am Deepak Mathur, member of IEEE-HKN, and I am from its ETA chapter and a candidate for governor at large. Currently, I am serving as IEEE Vice President of Member and Geographic Activities, that is MGA. I'm also immediate past Region 10 Director, which is the largest and growing region of IEEE. And I am a former Chief General Manager of India's National Oil and Gas Company and have almost 4 decades of industry experience. It will be my great honor to serve IEEE-HKN with my extensive and rich volunteer and professional experience, which will also help me in developing strategies for the development of and growth of HKN and its members worldwide. I will work with dedication and commitment to support the mission of IEEE-HKN with effective planning and working collaboratively with other members on the board. I would also like to work with other members on planning and strategies so that there is a focus on development of its chapters and its activities, which will provide a good value add to the members, including student members. We need to work on inducting more eligible members in HKN to make it a growing organization. And looking forward to working together with all of you to further mission and vision of IEEE HKN. Thank you.
We'll come back to Dr. Kathy. So Dr. Kathy, I have one question for you, also for Deepak. We don't have Deepak here, but I will talk with you today about this. So the governor at large is a very important role. So I wanted to understand, what are your plans to increase the value for HKN members and chapters? If get elected, I request you to have the response within a minute. So over to you, Dr. Kathy.
Wow, there's so much value for each of the members. And so one of the things that what would you do in this position is, number one, make sure that we have the visibility, make sure that everyone is knowing what is going on with the HKN activities and engaging those leaders and supporting those leaders as much as we can. Some of that is bringing them into some of the IEEE events and making sure that, HKN is represented in some of our other IEEE events so that people, gaining more visibility, and also working with some of the industries that maybe we aren't working with today so we can expand, their visibility into industry, and also expanding their global reach. I've had the great opportunity to work with a lot of global organizations, and they have very different perspectives and needs, and we want to make sure that we're matching up all of our HKN students to, the different areas that they might be interested in.
Okay.
Oops.
Thank you, Dr. Kathy. That's
Thank you.
wonderful. Okay, awesome. So now I think I will move on to the next segment there. Again, we are giving one last try here, but again, looks like still Amy is running into issue. So Amy, let's go on to the student governor segment then. Now we have four wonderful student governor candidates here. We'll start with Ms. Serena. Serena, go ahead and please introduce yourself and your vision for your position statement. Go for it.
Thank you, Sam. Hi, everybody. I'm Serena. I'm the outgoing president of MUNU chapter at Polytechnic University of Turin in Italy, and I'm currently a computer engineering master student. I first learned about HKN 2.5 years ago, and from the very start, I realized the huge potential our society had, even though it is not that known yet in Europe. And I committed myself to help my chapter thrive, first as head of the communication area, and then as president this year. Now I'm running for student governor, and in these years I've developed a strong vision for HKN I will share with you in a 5-point program. First, I think one of the beauties of our society lies in it being international. I realized this at last year's SLC, where I met incredible people from around the world and proposed an event that could bring us together and help us know each other, which is a hackathon, which will take place in 1 month for Founders Day, and I'm organizing with a wonderful international team right now. Second, I think I'm fascinated by how much inspiration we can draw from HKN members. This is why I want to open up the mentoring program, not only to graduate students as it is now, but also to undergrads and young professionals, to give everybody this opportunity to be inspired and become themselves in the process. Third, I have been president this year, and I know how hard and challenging it can be to organize the HKN endeavor locally. This is why as student governor, I will be supporting you throughout the year, organizing effective leadership workshops, as I did for my team this year with John McDonald. It was very helpful and inspiring, and I will represent your needs before the Board of Governors. Then I want to work alongside the Board of Governors to make HKN the go-to place for tech companies, not just US-based, but internationally, because I think that once they realize we're a collector of excellence and talent, they will be eager to collaborate with us, as I realized with European tech companies in my chapter this year. I can't speak about the last point, which is about responsible AI development, and I will conclude by saying that I'm truly passionate about HKN. I'm grateful for the growth opportunities it's given students worldwide, and I think this is the right place for us to dream. So thanks for considering my position and share any questions you might have on my program. Thanks.
Thank you, Serena. Thanks a lot. We'll now move on to the next candidate, and then we'll come back again for the Q&A. Amy? Now I request Nathaniel Smith to introduce and give his elevator pitch. Nathan, over to you.
Yes, Sam, thank you. Oh, pleasure to be here. What an opportunity to serve. This is an honor. I really appreciate the opportunity to be here with you all and all those joining on the video. Yeah, this is a wonderful organization, and it is really a great place for all of us to collaborate and to learn together. I am an undergraduate. I've been doing research on biophotonics, inventing a new microscope. It's been a great opportunity as a second career to come back and use some of the skills that I've learned throughout my life. In logistics and planning are some of my highest priorities. I've learned a lot about different ways to engage with the members at their level. And that's one of the things that I've found to be the most influential in all of the service that I've done. You can see on my slides here my passion for the service and giving back. The character and attitude priorities of HKN are very important to me, and I dedicate my time, and some of the best experiences that I've had have been while I've been doing service. And as if I was considered or voted in this opportunity, it would be a great chance to collaborate with the chapters at their level to answer nuts and bolts questions about where they're at, questions that they have, engage one-on-one. But I appreciate your consideration, and I really hope to be able to be of service. So thank you.
Thank you, Nate. Really it's a great insights. Thank you. Appreciate you and Serena. We'll move on to the next candidate. So now we have, the third candidate here, Abigail. Abigail, are you there? I would like to invite you, welcome you, and introduce yourself and provide a pitch.
Thank you, Sam. Greetings, my name is Gabriel Teron. I am a PhD candidate and founding member and president of Mugama chapter in Puerto Rico. I am honored to stand before you today as the candidate for the IEEE Student of Government. I am passionate about advancing our shared mission, and I believe that with the right strategic plan, leadership, and communication, we can ensure to continue growth and success the IEEE-HKN. Previously, I served as an IEEE section chair, being one of the youngest chair in the history of this section, and successfully organized IEEE international conferences and global events. At the heart of any great organization is the ability to think ahead and anticipate challenges and seize opportunities. I am committed to strategic foresight, developing actionable plans that will allow us to strive amidst a rapidly changed technological landscape. Through carefully planning a long-term vision, I aim to ensure that IEEE-HKN remains a global leader in innovation and professional excellence. In terms of leadership and governance, my experience managing teams, projects, and initiatives has taught me the value of transparency, accountability, and sound decision-making. I believe that good governance isn't just about setting goals, it's about ensuring that we uphold our core values and maintain the integrity and trust of our members. I am ready to contribute to effective decision-making processes that empower the HKN to act with both purpose and agility. Finally, the engagement and communication are lifeblood, and any vibrant community, I am committed to strengthen connections with IEEE-HKN and beyond, engaging our diverse members, partners, and broader community by fostering a culture of collaborating and open dialogue. I will work to ensure that our shared vision is understood, embraced by all, promoting HKN principles of scholarship, character, and service. I believe in the power of clear communication to build consensus, inspire actions, and move us forward. As your student governor, I pledge to serve with integrity, dedication, and a deep commitment to our collective goal. Together, we can ensure a bright future for IEEE-HKN, grounded in strong leadership, thoughtful strategy, and meaningful engagement. Thank you for your time and consideration. I look forward to the opportunity and to contribute as a governor. Thank you.
Thank you, Abigail. Thank you again. Okay, we'll move on to the next candidate. So we have Logan. Logan, welcome to the forum. Over to you. Please introduce yourself, and your 3-minute speech starts now.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. My name is Logan Wilcox. I'm a PhD candidate in electrical engineering at Missouri S&T, and I'm the current treasurer for the Gamma Theta chapter. During my time as undergrad, I had many roles that put me in positions to make decisions and kind of take the direction of the organizations that I was a part of. And as a graduate student, I decided to take a step back and focus more on the mentorship aspect. That is why I went for the treasurer position with Gamma Theta, and it allowed me to kind of help the officers, the undergraduate officers that surround me, and help put them in positions that they feel more confident and pushing them in the direction that they feel is necessary for the undergraduate chapter members, which is the majority of our members. I also mentor at my local Sigma Phi Epsilon chapter, where I'm the chapter advisor, and I was previously the chapter counselor. Additionally, just within IEEE and IEEE-HKN, I'm a technical contributor to the International Hackathon that Serena mentioned. I'm also a member and liaison of multiple technical committees within the Instrumentation and Measurement Society. And so, as student governor for HKN, my primary goal is to kind of bridge that gap between being a student while you're in school and when you reconnect with HKN after the fact. There's this lull that I've experienced with friends and other graduates, where you kind of disconnect from the chapter, the organizations that you've contributed so much to as a student, and that you want to rebuild with whenever you start progressing through your career. So my main focus as student governor would be to kind of bring that young professional, and not in terms of still being involved with the chapter, but after you graduate. So, contributing to young professional developments such as telecom series and allowing them to practice their presentation and public speaking skills, global networking opportunities. As mentioned so many times, this is an international society. And then, professional discussions with similar age people to understand where they're coming from and where they're going. And I know that this is, I've had the opportunity to talk to Amy Jones, and this is stuff that HKN is doing, but I think it needs to be more brought to the forefront and elevated to the conversation that really helps bring us together. Because something that we always sell at Gamma Theta is that HKN is a lifelong membership. And so if there is times in your life where you're not really practicing, being an HKN member, it's time to kind of bring that back into the forefront of your thinking and the way you commit your volunteer time. So thank you for your consideration.
Thank you, Logan. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. So I want to thank all the student governors for being right on time and explaining. So now we'll do a quick round of Q&A from the NNA point standpoint to all the 4 student governors. We'll start with Serena. The same question is going to be posted to all the 4 governors. So I request you all to be right on time, less than a minute for your response. Serena, the question to you is, if selected as a student governor, what are your plans to increase student members' engagement with HKN global program offerings? I mean, HKN provides a lot of global programs today to benefit students. So primarily, what are your plans to increase the students' member engagements towards these programs?
So first of all, I will leverage the international hackathon we're organizing, also Logan is in the team, to understand what are the current needs of chapters worldwide. In this way, I think that I can understand their needs, find solutions, discuss them with the board, and provide projects that are valuable and will get engaged. Also, I will leverage already existing events because I think they're already very valuable, those HKN makes, TechX, to address topics which are really valuable. For instance, AI, which is rapidly developing. And I think that HKN can become a promoter for responsible development of AI. I think this can really attract students because to hear the voice of everyone and be able to find plans that will really benefit society, that is making chapters really protagonist of what is happening in the tech world.
Okay, thank you, Serena. Now I'll go on to Nathaniel. Nathaniel, again, I'm posing the same questions to you. What are your plans to increase student members' engagements towards HKN global program offerings? Your 1 minute starts now.
Wonderful, great, thank you. Yeah, that's a great question. I'm very excited about that. Is one of the most important things to me and my personal experience and what has actually worked for me and what brings me value to this organization is the FaceTime. One-on-one, engaging, personal. You know, everyone has similar questions, but that personal attention, that one-on-one, eye contact, FaceTime, exciting events. That's very, you know, engaging when we have this hackathon. I'm so excited about that, and some of these other, you know, events that are really fun. But, you know, I really think it's meeting the members where they're at. Asking questions, being engaged. I think that's a really important part, is one of my highest priorities. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Nick. Now we'll go on to the same question. Abigail, I will repeat the question for you as well. What are your plans to increase student members' engagement towards the HKN global program offerings? Your 1 minute starts now.
Thank you, Sam. To increase students' members' engagement, I will promote the memberships programs, provide leadership trainings and activities, guides for organization at local events, promote collaboration across chapters to enable students to share best practice, innovative ideas, and project experiences, and facilitate the networking opportunities with alumni. In industry professionals, I will propose setting up a formal structure where students can regularly interact with HKN alumni for career advice, internships, and mentorship. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So I'll go to Logan. Logan, again, I repeat the question. What are your plans as a student governor to increase student members' engagement towards HKN global program offerings? Over to you.
Yeah. So I think it goes back to kind of my position statement on the website and what I was talking about earlier, where we take these meetings and we take this organization's kind of things offline, away from these events, but then these events then are an opportunity to see that face-to-face that Nate was talking about and allow for the engagement and kind of the work togetherness that you would see, you know, past, I guess, the time of COVID, where everything can be done over Zoom, but seeing, you know, conferences in person are back and having that engagement. These conferences like SLC and Pathways and TechX allow for the offline conversations where you're meeting, you know, semi-regularly and whatnot to actually occur face-to-face and really have these forward developed conversations that lead to future projects and engagement. So. Thank
you, Logan. So thank you so much for all the 4 student governor, again, for presenting and pitching in your idea. So with that, Amy, let's move on to the next slide. So again, with that, you know, we got a chance, you know, to hear from all the candidates out there. So personally, I would like to first thank on behalf of the HKN NNA committee, you know, for all the candidates out there today, for your willingness to serve, contribute your time and leadership for this amazing organization, you know. And to our HKN chapters leaders out there, please remember, you know, like you are going to define the future of HKN. So for all the active chapters out, make sure you vote and participate in this election. As you can see, we have such a wonderful set of candidates, from president-elects to, the governor at large, to region 3 to 4 governor and student governor. So you have to cast your vote, encourage them, and make sure that vision comes into reality by providing them an opportunity. So that's a humble request from the NNA, from us. So again, a reminder, the voting starts on 1st October and all the active chapters will get an email and ends on November 1st. And of course, if you're an active chapter, but you have not seen or got an email, you can touch base with us, directly. Again, all the recordings from today's session will be available in our HKN portal. And then you can also read the detailed biography and the position statement for each of our candidates out there. So you can see the link there, hkn.ieee.org board candidates. That's where the information is listed. And not only that, but we also have a HKN YouTube channel. So if you have not subscribed to it, make sure you subscribe to it. We will also list today's recording there. The candidate forum will be available there. So with that said, I also wanted to call upon all the candidates to open their camera if not done. Again, on behalf of the 2024 HKN Board of Governors, my dear colleagues, Dr. Shauna and Ryan, we would like to appreciate you all and thank you all for coming forward to run in this election and gifting your time. We are really proud of each one of you, irrespective of the outcome of the election. As you all rightly said, once you are in HKN, you are part of the HKN for a lifetime. So you're all part of the larger HKN family, So I'm pretty sure that, there are many, many ways you can give back. In addition to, this, the role you are running for. And also for our members out there listening to this forum, we also have subcommittee roles, so if you are really passionate about contributing, that you have an interest, drop in an email to Nancy or to the HKN email. Certainly we'll consider you in the pool of candidates for subcommittees as well for 2025. So with that said, I would like to call upon two people here, Nancy, Austin, and Amy, the staff lead, our superpowers behind HKN. Really proud and thanks to them for working extended hours with me, making this to happen. Our staff, they are the pillar here, always work behind the scenes, put in their thing. So Nancy, please wave yourself, and Amy, so I'm really grateful to them. Really again, and also like to thank all the board members and the audience who joined today. It's been a Saturday morning and early morning in West Coast. Many of you set aside some time and joined. So again, for the audience out there, if you're a student or if you're an advisor from a chapter, this is your journey. You are part of the larger journey. So make sure next year you also participate, put in your name, given if you have a passion towards serving in this committee. So with that brief note, I wish all the candidates, the very best for your election outcome. As I said, HKN has many, many ways to give back. Apart from these roles, there are additional ways you can contribute back as well. So we wish you all the best, and we thank you all again for joining this forum. So with that note, we'll sign off the candidate forum at this point. Thank you, everyone.